Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I'm Kelly Stewart, and football season's upon us. I'm so excited. One of the biggest games for week one, Duke at Alabama. By the way, this video is sponsored by our partners at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. If you guys want all of the good inside information about Alabama, they have it. It is absolutely excellent. So make sure you guys check them out. Teddy, 35 points. Week one, where we see all the giant spreads. The first few weeks we see a ton, but this is huge. I mean, Duke and David Cutcliffe are no terrible team. They're not an amazing team, but 35, that's downright disrespectful.
It's Alabama.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's very, when it comes to week one, okay, Nick Saban is a monster.
Very true.
Okay, 17-0 is the last 17 week ones for Alabama. The last 4 years, they faced Wisconsin, USC, Florida State, and Louisville. All wins, all covers, all blowouts. So it's not like Bama comes into the season like, oh, we're just starting to figure things out. They are ready for week one every single year under Saban. And when we look at Alabama, look, when you have Tua, the best wide receiving core in the country and the best offensive line in the country, there's reason to think that Alabama's going to score on every possession. There really is. The Duke side of the equation, look, we like Cutcliffe. We like Duke as a dog. Last year they won straight up as a dog against Northwestern and Baylor and Georgia Tech and Miami. And none of those teams Alabama, though. And they just lost a 3-year starting quarterback who moved on to the NFL, and Daniel Jones, and has looked good in preseason. Cutcliffe is a quarterback guru. We respect and admire him. The offensive line protecting the quarterback for Duke is returned as 6 guys coming back with returning talent. But rebuilt wide receiver core, brand new quarterback, brutal opponent. I don't think Duke can hang.
What do you think you make the line?
Well, I mean, the line's 35.
You think it's appropriate?
I think it's short.
You do
I would
think it's short?
only
Okay.
take Alabama.
So lay it or stay away.
That's my 2 cents.
Okay, Marco. Well, listen, you know I love taking these big numbers. Last year I took it like 49 or something ridiculous with Arkansas. And of course, third stringers in, back doors wide open. I get to catch a ticket and Twitter loses their minds. But I don't think I'm brave enough to take the 35 yet here with Duke.
Well, a couple things to add to it. What Teddy said about Nick Saban in those first games. Add the fact he had all offseason to stew over getting his ass kicked in the national championship. So it's going to be even more. We know how good he is with time to prepare. Now give him time to prepare and be, in a bad mood. Definitely, I got to look at that. The stuff you said with Duke and what they've got to replace. You don't want to be coming in with breaking in a new quarterback against Alabama in your first game. I'm sorry. I'm going to lay the points. But, Kelly, I'm surprised you didn't bring it up because, man, you were all over this last year. Alabama, first half. First 10 games of the season, 10-0 was like clockwork. And then they started making the numbers ridiculous. In comparison to what the full game is.
That's where I'm at with this game. At what point in time does it become ridiculous where you can start playing the other side? At a point, they become the New England Patriots, right? No matter what, you walk up to the window, you bet the Patriots, you bet Alabama, right? It becomes clockwork, as you mentioned, for Joe Public.
Joe Public wins every year betting on the New England Patriots.
Yes.
And Alabama has had a winning point spread record each of the last 5 years. So we say, oh, my God, the price is too high. If you bet Alabama every week, you're not going to get rich. They're not going to go 11-3 or 12-2 against a number. The markets will catch up with them. And have caught up with them. And obviously, when we're laying 35 in week one against an ACC opponent, it's not like the markets are sleeping on Alabama. But it's very clear that regardless of how high they've priced the Crimson Tide, they've been good enough to merit that price tag. 35 is not high enough to me to scare. I mean, I don't know what price would get me on Duke. I know that 35 is not high enough for me to say, that's way too high. I can't lay that with Bama. You can.
And 21 is the halftime line that I'm seeing around town. At 21 or less, I have to look at Alabama first half, the way they put up points. And here's something else I'm going to give you if you're worried about that second half. Honestly, last year, remember the numbers that Tua put up. He put up monster numbers last year. He was, when we were leaving the month of October, he was a lock for the Heisman.
Yeah.
Remember what the odds were? It was
Huge
Tua,
favorite.
big. But because Saban was taking him out, at halftime because they had such big leads. Plus, they had a guy sitting behind him that I think Saban felt some loyalty to get him playing time, Jalen Hurts, who's now at Oklahoma. Tua didn't get the numbers that Kyler Murray got because Kyler Murray was on the field from start to finish every single game.
But don't you think that Tua's going to get taken out again in the third quarter? I mean, there's no reason to get your quarterback hurt when you're up 42.
You're not, but on the same token, I feel he cost him the Heisman last year.
Okay.
I think he's going to want to get him the Heisman, and I think maybe it's going to be third quarter the late third when they pull him before halftime. I think you're going to get more playing time out of him.
I couldn't disagree more. If you think that Nick Saban gives a flying bleep about Tua getting the Heisman,
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Versus a national championship, there's, no way that Saban cares about Tua getting a Heisman. And if you want to get a Heisman, don't go to Alabama. If you want to win a national championship, do go to Alabama. And those are the type of kids that he's going to recruit.
I'm laying it. First half and game.
All right. Our sponsors at Touchdown Alabama Magazine should be happy to hear that one. Appreciate them for all of their great inside info. Guys, founded in 1957, the Gold Sheet is the country's longest-running sports betting newsletter and is now available at WagerTalk. Get issue number 1 for this football season for only $1 using coupon code WTV1 when checking out, plus $36 in added bonuses.